Hello guys, welcome back to Universal Tower Defense. Before this video officially starts, I just want to let you know that I am incredibly tired right now. To be completely honest, I have been awake for around 16, 18, 20, or maybe even 30 hours straight. I'm at a point where I don't even know if I am actually recording this video or if I am just trapped inside a dream recording it. But regardless of how exhausted I am, the main goal of today's video is to get the brand new GOGETA unit. The very first step to obtaining GOGETA is pulling him as a new unit from the banner. You need to head over to the new Universal Festival Part 2 banner, which is titled Angel Born in Hell. Once you successfully pull him, the next step is to evolve him. To begin the evolution process, you just need to navigate to the upgrade section, talk to the NPC stationed there, and open your menu. If we search up Angel, you can see that I have already managed to pull a bunch of him. To proceed, you will absolutely need to get a specific evolution item known as the Jacket of Fusion. Now, you guys might be wondering, how on earth do I obtain this Jacket of Fusion? Well, to get your hands on it, you have to run all the way to the front and talk to the Ultra Boss Shop NPC. Let's head over there right now. When you talk to this guy, you will see that you can purchase the jacket directly from his shop for exactly 1,000 of the event currency. If you are confused about how to get this specific currency, you can click on your items and check your inventory. You need to grind and complete these new portals, which are dropped from the new legend stage. That is the fundamental method to obtain the first essential item required to evolve your GOGETA. Before we move forward and roll for our GOGETA, let me quickly re-roll his stats first. I want to see if I can secure something decent before completing the evolution, because I totally forgot to roll stats for my Vegito in the previous video. Let's see what we get here. All right, that is actually a pretty nice stat line. So let's lock that in immediately. Now that our stats are locked, let us quickly evolve our GOGETA. As you can see, we have every single item that we need right here. Let's hit the button. Perfect. There we go. However, now that you have evolved him once, you are definitely not done yet. You can evolve him a second time into his ultimate unrivaled form. To achieve this, you are going to need to collect 4 entirely different fragments. Let me break down exactly how you can obtain each of these fragments before we actually click the button to evolve him. First off, we have Fragment 3. You can easily obtain this one by clearing the new Legend Stage Act 3. The second one is Fragment 2, which can be acquired from the Evil Cookie Raid or its respective Boss Rush game mode. If you are wondering what that is, it is part of the brand new raid system. If you head over to the raid NPC and open the raid shop, you can purchase this fragment for 1,500 raid points. As you can see, I currently only have 33 points left. I literally had to go all the way to full pity just to get this, which explains why I am so unbelievably exhausted. I have been playing this game for 7 hours straight without a single break. It is absolutely insane, and honestly, I just want to finish making this showcase video so I can finally go get some much-needed sleep. Moving on with the remaining pieces, Fragment 1 can be obtained from the new Ultra Boss game mode, which essentially requires using the portal keys we talked about earlier. And lastly, the final piece that I am currently missing to complete the set is Fragment 4. You can get Fragment 4 from the Otherworld Hell game mode. Let me show you exactly how to claim it right now. Click on the Events tab, and then navigate straight to the event shop. You can buy Fragment 4 here for 100 event coins. Now, we officially have every single material required to finally evolve our Angel Born in Hell unit into the definitive unrivaled version. Here we go. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, guys. You have absolutely no idea how much relief just washed over me by clicking that button. The grind was real, but there we go. We finally have him. Of course, for a top-tier unit like GOGETA, and I finally managed to roll ruler on him. I am pretty sure I had to hit full pity for this as well, but it is totally worth it. Let me lock him down first, because imagine the absolute nightmare if I accidentally ended up selling him. Let's etherealize him right now to unlock his E6 form. I am going to feed him all these duplicate units, and boom, there we go. We now have a powerful 14-star ultra unrivaled GOGETA ready for testing. For some reason, the UI looked a bit glitched out at first, but it fixed itself. Let's carefully analyze his leader skill to see exactly what kind of buffs he provides to the team. For the fusion trait, he grants a massive 50% increase to overall attack damage and an additional 50% to critical damage. For the Super Warrior trait, he gives a solid 30% damage boost along with a minus 10% reduction to ability cooldowns. Finally, for light element units, he provides an extra 20% damage and a 5% increase to critical rate. This is an incredibly stacked leader skill, You will absolutely want to run this unit at the front of your squad if you are planning to build a team centered entirely around Dragon Ball characters. The next step is to level him up. Let me check if I have any spare food units left in my inventory. All right, guys, I am back once again. I managed to get him up to level 80 for this showcase. I do apologize that he isn't max level yet, but I completely ran out of sacrificial characters to feed him. I put all of his attribute points directly into damage to maximize his output. As for his equipment, this is the current setup I am running. I am fully aware that it is definitely not the absolute best build possible for him, but I just wanted to have a decent functional setup for this video. I promise to make a completely separate video later on where I optimize him with the absolute best in-slot equipment. Aside from that, you can see how his custom aura blessing looks. It looks pretty cool, nothing too over the top, but definitely premium. Let's dive into a real match and see exactly what our man GOGETA has to offer. We are officially inside the infinite mode map now. I have already managed to accumulate a decent amount of cash to start placing units. Let's drop our goat GOGETA down and see what he can do right off the bat. On placement, he operates as a hybrid unit. On placement, he starts off dealing 3,000 base damage with a 6-second attack speed interval, which is a very solid starting baseline. Interestingly, he also starts with a 50% critical rate right on placement, which is heavily tied to his unique passive abilities. Let's take a closer look at his passives. His first major ability is called Punisher Ball. While this ability is active, it deals an additional 200% damage in a wide circle area of effect. It always inflicts true damage and effectively changes the enemy type back to a normal enemy if they happen to have an active modifier. The ability carries a cooldown of 180 seconds. His next passive is called a Warrior that destroys evil. Upon placement, this unit's total damage will scale up and increase by half of the combined critical rate of all allied units placed within his attack range. This passive is potentially game-breaking. If you manage to place a cluster of supporting units within his range that accumulate a total of 150% critical rate, GOGETA will gain a massive raw damage buff. Next up is Light Speed Reflexes. While this unit is actively attacking, he completely gains immunity to being stunned by enemies. Furthermore, hitting enemies will automatically cleanse any stunned allied towers within his range before the ability goes on a brief internal refresh. Then we have Purified Energy. On placement, this unique passive prevents the unit from landing regular critical hits, but in exchange, he will consistently deal a flat 1.1 times damage multiplier to every single enemy in the game, completely ignoring element typing. This means he experiences absolutely no type advantages or disadvantages, allowing him to output raw, unmitigated damage against every wave. His next passive is Unrivaled Mark, which is his core leader skill we reviewed earlier. Lastly, he possesses Holy Aura. When an allied unit triggers a follow-up attack within his range, GOGETA will grant that specific unit a 30% damage boost that lasts for 10 seconds, with a balanced 20-second cooldown. This specific mechanic indicates that he is designed to pair perfectly with Vegito. I know the text box clips slightly and I can't read the full description in-game, but I will make sure to put a clean screenshot on the screen right now so you can see the full details. It is incredibly powerful, providing near 100% damage scaling under the right conditions. Let's fully upgrade the unit now to see his max potential. His first upgrade unlocks Kicking Assault. Let's observe his custom attack animations. He is still utilizing a circle area of effect format for now. I was honestly hoping he would transition into a full map area of effect unit, but even as a circle AoE, his range and targeting are exceptionally good. Let's max him out completely. At his final upgrade tier, while he doesn't gain full map AoE, he receives an incredibly flashy and devastating ultimate attack animation. Being a hybrid unit means he can target both ground and airwaves effortlessly, which adds massive utility. Now, let's test his active ability, the Punisher Ball, which we read about in his passives. As a reminder, it inflicts massive true damage and strips away enemy modifiers. Let's see if we can use this strategically against heavily armored or modified enemies to reduce them back to basic targets. Let's activate it right now. The animation looks spectacular. He literally levitates and hurls the energy sphere directly at the enemy path. If you follow the anime, you probably recognize this iconic move as the Soul Punisher. That covers everything for the Unrivaled GOGETA showcase. To be completely honest, I'm still processing how I feel about him compared to other top-tier choices. In terms of pure, raw damage, Vegito might still hold a slight edge, but GOGETA is an absolute must-have unit for your collection. His status as an unrivaled unit, combined with his meta-defining leader skill and utility passives, easily secures him a spot as a top 2 unit in the entire game right now. He functions as a high-tier damage dealer and an exceptional team buffer all at once. That brings us to the end of today's video. That is exactly how you grind for, evolve, and utilize the new unrivaled GOGETA in Universal Tower Defense. I truly hope you guys found this guide helpful and enjoyed the showcase. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more updates. As for me, I am officially done and desperately need to catch up on sleep. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye.